Let's see. We could talk about the big old Wizard Con down in Virginia. I went down to Richmond, Virginia. Drove down Washington traffic. Like Q, you've driven in New York. You've driven in L.A.
Yeah.
This Washington traffic,
the Beltway.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's horrible.
Like it was making me like mad and upset how long we were just fucking sitting there.
Really?
Yeah, it's just, and I was texting Ming. It was me, Suzanne, and Sage. I brought them down for the weekend. And I was texting Ming because he used to live in the area. And he said, yeah, it's like that every day. And I'm wondering, what is the mentality, the mindset of a person who has that level of patience or acceptance that, like, this is it. I'm just going to have to sit in this every day. Like,
I think a lot
what's the other options? Mass transit?
Move. Yeah. Well, I think their mass transit sucks, and that's the reason that everybody, which is weird for Washington.
I mean, if your job and your family is based in that area, I mean, it's hard. It's not a simple solution to be like move. It's like a lot of people live in shithole areas, and they're like, just move. It's not that easy just to up and leave your surroundings.
I suppose you're right. It'd be rough, though. Oh, my God, it would be rough.
I don't mean shithole. I mean shitholes
traffic-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have to drive into Manhattan fucking every day.
Yeah? Does it take you a long time?
Some days I can get anywhere in Manhattan in less than 40 minutes. Other days it takes me 2.5 hours. And there's never any rhyme or reason, so you don't know when you got out of bed that day what you're getting. There's just no way to tell.
Keeps you on your toes, though, doesn't it? You don't know what's going to happen.
I guess.
Maybe sitting in traffic for 4 hours. Maybe sitting in only 2.
Yeah, exciting life you're leading.
So great.
So unpredictable.
It's amazing.
Then we ran into fucking like horrendous thunderstorms where like you can't see anything. And I don't like driving at night anymore. I've reached the age where like I can't see nearly as well at night, especially in stormy conditions. So I'm driving like 40 miles an hour on a fucking turnpike. It took us forever to get there.
You're that guy that everyone hates to be behind.
No, I mean, under normal conditions at night, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe I might be. Because I have like to get those halos, you know. But anyway, we finally get there. We left at 4. We didn't get there until Christ. It had to be like midnight. It took fucking forever. Yeah. And I go to check in, give my name, and they're like, "We don't have a reservation for you."
And that's you have to realize it. Like that's almost now. You just expect that, right?
No, like of course you don't.
Right.
Of course you don't. So let's go on to the next.
You should not be fazed at this point that something is going to get messed up.
I got to be honest with you. I wasn't fazed.
Right? It's just par for the course. You're on comic book man.
Right. Yes. I'm not.
You're not on a show that people are going to make sure you got a room for.
Right. I'm not that guy. I'm not.
Oh, no.
You never walk to a hotel room and say you're like, we don't have a room for you, Q?
No, that hasn't happened. But he's going to cons like every week. I mean, I'm sure that would happen eventually.
Yeah, like Bruce.
People don't give a shit about Impractical Jokers anymore, dude.
No?
No,
that's not true.
No,
I
hear a lot of people.
He's just being humble.
I'm not. I'm really not. I said it to Sal the other day. I said it to Sal the other day. I said,
is it over?
I think we're on the other end of the.
Should we kill ourselves?
You're on the other end of the hump?
We're the other end of the popularity crest.
Let's go. Oh, my goodness.
I think, yeah.
No, that's
I
not
do
true.
think.
What did Sal say?
He said he hopes not because he just bought a new fucking apartment. So
when you said you were going to be at the track, I went to the upper management and I said, "Is it true Impractical Jokers is recording?" They go, "They are."
Oh,
yeah. They did.
Yeah.
Did you
see
CQ
people
there?
were repulsed by us.
He never came to record.
We were supposed to. They canceled shooting that day, but I'm not saying they're repulsed by us or we don't come on the radar at all. Get them. I'm just saying, like.
So what leads you to believe? What has happened that made you go, you know what? We're on the down.
We're on the down tick. Yeah.
It might just be my own feelings.
They're like you've walked into every hotel and they've had a room for you, right?
Yeah.
He's like, if I wish it hard enough, it'll happen.
Fucking Marriott rewards card.
Talk to this guy. Yeah. Every hotel he walks into, they treat him like they're ready to call 911.
Yeah. They're like, sir, we don't have a public bathroom. But so, of course, they don't have my name.
They have rooms, though.
Well, I was like, wait a second. My phone died during the trip.
Right.
So I'm like, shit, I can't even look at my email. Then I remembered I have my iPad. So I look at my email and I said, oh, wait, I have a reservation number. So I give them the number and they say, what's your name again? I said, Bryan Johnson. They said, okay, it's under Adam West. and I said, well, that's so like unusual. In my mind, I'm like, why would they do that? Like, because a lot of times, like you do, I'll give a different name.
I never do.
So, oh, really? I thought you said that you give different names to check in.
He doesn't do that anymore. He's on a downward spiral.
Right, yeah. No, nobody gives a fuck.
Last week he had to. You give different names?
No, I'm saying I never did that.
I thought you said you did. That was because people would come to your room and call the room.
No, we put a do not disturb.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've never given like a fake name or anything like that.
Yeah, but you do give fake names?
Yeah.
I do, yes. Because
Bryan Johnson?
I had to because people were calling the room and stuff, and it became annoying.
When?
What?
What con was it? There was one con where two people called. There was another con where one person called, and they don't like one person just yelled "Snoogans" and hung up. The next person didn't say anything.
You sure it wasn't Mike or
and then
Ming?
the second kind of like, oh, Snoogans! I'm like, I'm too popular. So I give.
Do you remember when I used to call the store when you were working?
Yeah.
I used to do these elaborate voices. And they're like, hello, is Kevin Smith there today? And he would be like...
It would defeat me.
Fury. I would just like, and then I'd be like, all right, well, tell him I said hello, Snoogans. And I wouldn't tell him it was me. And like, I just heard it in his voice, like, get him all fucked.
Do you remember the time I faxed you a picture of a guy that looked like Dante?
Oh.
And I just wrote next to it, I'm not supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
And I called you and I go, did you get that? And you know, some asshole just faxed me this picture. He thinks he's so fucking funny. And I was like, that was me. You were so mad.
I was enraged.
Right?
Yes. 2, I had no idea how funny it actually was because I'm just like, some fucking dickhead thinks you're so fucking funny. Right? And like having no idea that like it really was funny since you did it.
It was just some guy in a newspaper and he had a goatee. That's the only thing that's like, it looks like Dante, so I just put a word balloon on it and faxed it to him. And he got but I didn't realize he was going to get that mad.
Oh my God, my cheeks hurt. It's so funny.
Yeah, I was mad. I recall that very vividly.
What store was that in? Was it LA?
It was in the old one, right?
It was the old store.
Right.
Yeah, on Monmouth Street.
We had a fax machine for some reason back then.
Well, because
take orders, right?
yeah, we would take orders, and I remember it was like a big thing to get the fax machine because Kevin was like, "Well, just take them on the phone." I go, "Dude, how am I supposed to run a store and take orders on the phone all day? Can I have a fax machine?" Like it became a thing.
Remember, I wanted a cordless phone.
What's that?
Remember, I wanted a cordless phone when I was working in the office to do it?
Yes. Yeah.
And Kim was just like, I don't know if you can handle a cordless phone.
What was her concern?
She goes, I've only seen one person ever handle a cordless phone well. And that was Monica Hampton. Everybody else just loses them and can't find them. And I was standing in front of her and I was just looking at her like, I mean, I don't even know how to answer this. So I just went down to the stash and I went to Bryan. I'm like, Kim thinks I can't handle a cordless phone.
When Q and I first became friends, the frequency with which he would start to come to the store, like completely frustrated, out of his mind, ready to quit. Like sometimes it was multiple times a day.
I mean, it was like two kindred souls, right?
Oh, yeah.
Two fucking miserable fucking tinder boxes.
Yeah.
Fucking colliding in the night. Somehow were able to sate each other enough to not fucking blow up and kill themselves and somebody else.
Both in the worst possible profession, like retail. Like, totally not built for retail.
I used to finish my work I used to come in like, hours were 10 to 6. So I used to come in around 10:30ish and pound out the work for the day in like 2 hours. Like a machine, like, and then just fucking go down to the stash and just hang out with Bryan for the rest of the day. And I felt good about it because I got all the work done.
Yeah.
And then I would help run the store and shit like that. And we would just sit there and seethe behind.
But I sent that fax from the community center where I used to work because I didn't have no access to a fax machine, but I figured out how to work it back then, and I sent him that fax, and I'll never forget that because I could hear the rage in his voice.
And for some reason, I also recall the phone number that came up was not a number I recognized.
Because the community center, it was a fax machine.
It was the fax number, right? So I didn't recognize it, so I wouldn't have known it was Walt's. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. Like, I'm going to kill somebody. Like, I was so mad back in those days, I literally called...
Those days.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I remember one day losing it and calling K-Rock, 92.3 K-Rock, and being like, why the fuck do you guys keep playing the same songs over and over again? And like chewed them out. And they were like, well, most people don't listen to the radio for 7 straight hours. And I'm like,
working!
Yes. It's exactly what I said. I go, well, I have a job where I do listen to the radio. They gave them a bunch of shit. And there's like, there's nothing we can do about the programming. It was that song Mother, that like Mother. I fucking
Danzig,
hated it.
right?
Oh God, how I hate it. And they would just play it over and over and over.
Remember that one song they play over and over? It was more wine, waiter, please.
I need a drink that'll knock me off my feet. Too many late nights, not enough sleep. More wine, waiter.
Like, who rocks out to a song about wine?
Yeah. Wine knocks you off your feet.
If they played it once a day, I'm not lying. They must have played it 100 times in a 12-hour period.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insanity how many times they played it.
I never even heard this song.
Yeah, it was on the hard rock stations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have to give. It was the poor. That's
the poor. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was just looking it up. It's.
I wonder whatever happened to
good
the poor.
memory. The poor. Let's see. Oh, they were Australian too.
Aussies.
They formed in '88. Let's see. Band member. Okay, well, current members. So
they're still recording.
they're still together. How is it possible? It says they have one album.
Released in America, maybe.
They probably perform.
Who cares? 1994. That is literally the only album listed on Wikipedia. And they have none of the fucking original members are now current members.
You think we can get in trouble if we play a little bit of it right now?
No, we're
I
good.
doubt it.
All right. Well, you guys keep talking. So why, Bryan, why do you... So you've got a couple of prank phone calls at your room. So what kind of names do you go under?
Right.
I've gone under Kim Bendix.
You're trying to
Little King Diamond action.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to just be like Ben Dick. Like
Oh no! I didn't even think of that. Yeah, no. That was the name I used a couple times. So they look up the reservation number, and they say that the Adam West thing, and I'm thinking about like our handlers, the people that set this up. I'm like, why the fuck would they put me under a name of a guy who's fucking here and a guy who's well known? It's like, it's not a fucking funny joke. It's irritating, blah, blah, blah. But they go, okay, well, we'll just, change the name. They set everything up. We go up to the room. And the first thing I notice is that it's not really like the room that a comic book man normally gets.
It's too nice.
It's a suite. It's fucking huge. It has like a separate bedroom. It has a kitchen area with a bar. It has a big living room, all this other shit. And I was like, wow, we're moving up a little bit. We're getting treated well. Right? Yeah.
Respect I finally am due.
Yeah,
has
man.
come.
Yeah.
I'm not on the downward spiral like Q.
No. Q's over. Q's history. Me, I'm fucking
Prize now.
Yeah. I just hatched.
Yesterday.
I get a text from Ming maybe 20 minutes later. Adam West is down here enraged that he doesn't have a room. What they did was they fucked up, I guess, the name and the confirmation number. So the room I was in was Adam West's room.
Please tell me you guys shared a room for the weekend.
So now I wish that was the
that
case.
That could be a new sitcom.
That would have been fucking phenomenal, but it wasn't the case. I guess they hold back rooms, so they were eventually able to get him another room, but it took a little.
I thought, okay. Can I guess? Can I present this scenario to you?
Go ahead.
You're in your room. You're all fucking maxed and relaxed. You're like, yeah, I'm fucking finally in, and you get.
I'm like, oh, I wonder who that could be. Room service, probably.
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. Management, we gave you the wrong room. This is Adam West's room. You'll have to pack up your stuff. I'm sorry. You see, you guys all got all unpacked and relaxed and
maxing
and using the bar and but. We're going to have to give you a different room.
We have to get you to your right room.
Yes, we're going to have to get you to your
Okay, so I've got a decision to make, which really isn't my decision. They'd probably eventually call the police if I refuse to leave.
But that would be some pretty shitty customer service to come in and take somebody out of a room that they gave you.
Right. They didn't do that. And I found out later on that.
You give them props for that.
You
got to be. They fucking swallowed it big time. We're like, all right. Johnson's in the fucking penthouse.
Yeah, did you hear the major fuck up that happened? That guy nobody knows somehow weaseled his way into a suite.
I'm just picturing Adam West getting your room and him thinking he's on a downward spiral.
Yeah. Like the window, like a huge window with like a sweeping view of the city and all.
But so you wouldn't throw into like a fucking rage. To have the indignity of having to pack up and go to
if they told me to pack up and leave.
They brought you to the other room and it was the room the room you expected.
The room I expected with like double beds. Yeah.
You wouldn't be like you'd take it in stride?
No, I would not take it in stride. I would be angry as fuck. I would be embarrassed as fuck, I mean, I got to be honest, it was even a little bit humiliating because, like, when we walk in, I was like, check this out, Suzanne, I've arrived,
Ming and Mike's room like that or no?
Ming and Mike had normal rooms. They were in the double bedrooms.
So you had to tell, you let Suzanne in on the fact that you guys were in a weekend, you had a room that you didn't deserve for the weekend that wasn't yours? You told her that you guys weren't supposed to be
there? Yeah, I told her.
No, you shouldn't have told her.
Yeah,
you kept that just between you and the management.
I guess so. She would have respected me so much more. Things would have changed.
You said you felt embarrassed. You said,
yeah, it was like.
Were you talking out of one side of your mouth like I'm finally here? Look at this shit.
I mean, when we first walked in, I really was like, whoa. I felt slightly important. Yeah. I won't lie. Yeah. There was a little bit of me that was like in front of Suzanne. I did like I felt like a little bit of pride.
It hurts too much to hear.
It's painful, right?
That small bit of joy was ignited just so that Adam West could stomp on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
But Ming said he was steaming for a good 20 minutes down in the lobby waiting. That's He's great. Going, I don't understand why do I not have a room and all this other shit. And then on top of it, actually, when not the first day but the second day of the con, I was coming in the hotel and Adam West was leaving. I go, hey, Mr. West, and he goes, howdy, and just kept walking. There was no recognition. I don't even know if he saw me.
Well,
like he saw me, but he didn't see me. Like
right.
Who knows if he thinks it was like a fan that was like, oh hey, Mr. West, and he just.
Well, are you allowed to mention this that you know Mr. West?
I guess so. I mean,
I mean, it's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
I think it was mentioned in the TV guide write-up.
Yeah. I mean, people took pictures.
Yeah, they had a write-up. It's mentioned who's on the new season.
Did it talk about me?
I'm sure you were mentioned, bro. I'm sure you were.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't.
Did it take the Wind Eater sales a little bit?
Once I wasn't asked to leave and
were you scared like that was
change
coming?
rooms. There was a part of me that was
you were like just waiting for the fucking next shoe to drop.
For the next call, yeah.
Emptying out the ball.
Don't answer that phone.
Yeah. Suzanne, rip that phone out of the wall. Are there any others?
Put the couch up against the door. We're not fucking leaving.
Sage is crying. Dad is important. We got to do this. And like the bathroom had like a huge jacuzzi tub and everything. Like it was pimped out. It was nice.
Like all three of you can't leave the room at once. Like somebody's always got to be in the room to prevent them from disturbing your shit.
So worked up they never enjoyed 1 minute of the fucking weekend.
Right. I never even made it to the con. I'm like, we can't risk leaving the room.
Even up to the last minute of checkout, they're like, they're going to come tell us we got to leave. I know those motherfuckers will.
And she's like, Bryan, we got to check out in an hour anyway. I'm like, that's my hour. My hour. Not Adam West's hour. It was pretty bad.